Christmas party season. Sweet debauchery. Not even December, and I'm one office party down. Yeah. I find it hard sometimes to pull in the reins and maintain a level of fitness. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Hello, welcome to the vlog, My Life on Two Wheels. It's one of my favorite time of the years, not because of Christmas parties, not because of Christmas, but more importantly, it's the time of the year where people compile lists, their top 10 lists of 2025, be it cycling gear purchased, the worst of 2025, and one of my favorites, the top 150 10 albums of 2025. Oh yeah. The makeup department had their work cut out for them today. Before we get into the list, I'm going to reference 2026 a lot in this video, that these are the best albums from 2026. I am fully aware that it is 2025, but I'm not going to shoot all that content again. So when I say 2026, I mean 2025. Feeling a little rough around the edges today. We were out at a show last evening, and these old bones, they need a day or two to recover from a punk rock show. All right, not a lot of cycling content for you on the vlog this week. So if you're here for pure cycling content, I'm gonna say your closest thing to cycling is this cap. Because today we're talking about music. Short and sweet, not going to belabor the point. Top albums of the year. These are not all new releases in 2026. There's a couple that I bought this year, filling out the back catalog. We're going to touch on those momentarily. Also going to touch on the show we were at last night. It does pertain to one of the albums in the list of 2026. So real quick, filling out the back catalog this year, I could not help myself but get the reissue of Telephone Free Landslide Victory, Camper Van Beethoven's first LP. Yeah. Also couldn't resist the reissue of 5 Leaves Left. This is the debut release from Nick Drake. I'm sure there were one or two others back here somewhere that I purchased during the course of 2026. But let's get into the new stuff. This was the 2026 release from UK band Shane. The album is called Cutthroat. This made it to the top list. It didn't make it onto many top lists, top 100, top 50 lists that I follow, Pitchfork, Rolling Stone, NME, those type of lists. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Big fan of these guys. If you ever get a chance to see Shane live, do it. You will not be disappointed. Mentioned off the top, we were at a show last evening here in Ottawa at the Bronson Center. Us and, I don't know, 600-700 of our closest friends. It was to see these guys. Who will look after the dogs? This is Pup, Canadian band Pup from Toronto, Ontario, I believe. They've been around for a while. Their latest release, again, if you have a chance to see them live, do it. Great, great fun. Be prepared for a rather ferocious mosh pit. If that's your jam, do it. Great album. You may or may not know this band, a little bit more obscure. They are on Jack White's record label, 3-Man Records. They're called Snooper, and very acclaimed album last year. This is their 2026 release. It's called Worldwide. Short, sharp, techno-punk type songs, but very enjoyable. Oh, you cannot help but love this band from New Zealand. This is The Beths, and their latest release, Straight Line Was a Lie. Good stuff. Amazing punk shows. 2026 was a great year. We managed to see these guys, Viagra Boys, and this is their latest release for 2026. This is Viagra Boys. Again, if you get a chance to see them, Swedish-American punk band, please do so. They are incredible. This is a great album. Getting closer to the top, Canada's own, 2 Canadian bands in the top 10 list. Ooh, impressive. Relatively new on the scene, this is Ribbon Skirt. This is a phenomenal album. It's called Bite Down. Yeah, very proud of this one. Okay, 5 more to go before we get to my favorite LP of the year. This one, highly acclaimed, Alex G, Headlights, got a lot of praise. People were trying to make comparisons between Alex G and Elliott Smith. I think that's a little hard on Alex G to live up to, and I don't really think that's his jam, but yeah, this got a lot of attention. Headlights, Alex G. I'm a sucker for derivative 80s type bands, pulling musical inspiration from the likes of OMD, Flock of Seagulls, Tears for Fears, and this band does not disappoint. Nation of Language. This is their latest release, Dance Called Memory. So if you're into synthesizers and a throwback to the 80s, with a 2026 twist, these guys are for you. This is a great record. We saw MJ Lenderman this year in concert. He put a new album out. I don't have that here. It is a good record. MJ Lenderman is also in this band. This is Wednesday, Bleeds. Yeah, there are some short, sharp punk songs on here, but also some mellower kind of alt-co emo type stuff. This is a phenomenal album that's doing very well on a lot of the top album lists. 2 more to go. Very fortunate to see these guys in concert in 2026 at Ottawa's Blues Fest. This is Never Enough from Baltimore, Maryland, United States band Turnstile. This is a banger. This is a phenomenal album. Do yourself a favor, if you don't know these guys, go out and listen to them. A little bit of hardcore, punk hardcore, with also a little bit of a softer edge thrown in. Highly recommended. All right, this is it. This is my album of the year. When I bought this, I didn't really think it would be my album of the year. This band may be a little obscure for a lot of you. UK's band Caroline and their second album, Caroline 2. If you like bands like Black Country New Road, Dry Cleaning, these guys will be right up your alley. 8 members of the band, so you can just imagine the depth, the warmth, the orchestration that goes into these songs. A bit more cerebral, not straight up pop punk or indie alternative rock, but excellent. Caroline 2. This is my album of the year.